the fire, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. Ay, how did the little go miss? Ay, her she was major, she mixed it. Ay, met her at one of the functions, we caught her the rhythm. She caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked it.
Let me explain what I did, can I kick it? Hold on, yeah, I got some rings and a range, can I kick it? Yeah, don't ask me a thing, how I got her, how I did it, yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain, can I kick it? Things ain't been the same, things have changed, can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Wait, need a light here just to catch my buzz. Need Sprite here just to catch my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad?
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington football team and the Indianapolis Colts. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now Jackson on first down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
Now the first carry from Marlon Mack. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
3rd down and 9.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Jackson from the shotgun. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. And this one's incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, but it's going to be second down.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
2nd and 10 now. Haskins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
To number 88. Touchdown.
A 15-yard touchdown grab. And Washington has taken a first quarter lead. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead.
This Washington 7, Colts 0.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
2nd and 10. at the 25-yard line.
Now a run with Mack. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
No gain on the
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Breaks a tackle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
20. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. A huge play there for Washington. And even 40 yards. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. On play action, Haskins. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Not much there, only a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And Washington going to add on to their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes this Washington 14. Colts nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
36-yard line.
Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
This time Jackson will throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and it's now 21-0. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He may try and run for this. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's Marlon Mack. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
(21-0) our score after 1.
Washington 21, Colts nothing.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Good job starting on that scramble. Had his eyes on that first down marker, CD, but lost the most important thing, the football.
Yeah, wasn't quite there. Focused solely on getting to the first down marker. Forgot to cover up and take care of the ball.
They'll run on first down. Gibson. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Antonio Gibson.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
On second down, it's Gibson. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
No, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You ain't going nowhere. Check 26, check 26.
They'll run here with Mack. Mack gets hit and the ball is free. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
13. 90 is a mic. Hey, pick it up, defense.
From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. Good yardage there on the scramble, and all of a sudden they're left with a 3rd and 2, much more manageable. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Hey, check 24, check 24. Switch.
On the ground with a tight end. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Haskins. And a quick throw here that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
To throw again on 2nd down. Haskins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson dancing to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
The Colts on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Well, another fine run right there for Lamar Jackson and CD. That one puts him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
And remember when all we talked about were 100-yard games from running backs? That when a quarterback did it was a surprise? With Lamar Jackson, that's part of the package as well. He'll have as many 100-yard games in the season as the top running backs in the league.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 19. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackman. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Intercepted. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
After the interception, here's Jackson being chased out left. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. They run with Hines. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down. Now this time he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Strong coverage by Washington, and now fourth down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. I have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Check, 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 check. Go ahead. 90 is a mic. I know he ain't got it. Shut up.
Operating from the gun. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 24. Pushing through the contact. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Colts, nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this carries into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Lions on the return. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, report.
From the gun, Jackson forced out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chase Young racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
At their own 22-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Pulls it in at the 13. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blitzed.
Yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time. Picked off by Dane Cruikshank, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. And maybe a small measure of revenge for this defense because they've been thoroughly dominated so far, but a brief bright spot there with that pick 6.
Seemingly coming up for air after being dominated as you described. They get a nice play there. Probably not going to change the balance of this game, but they have to feel a little bit better about themselves after that one.
To kick off for Indianapolis.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, 59 yards. And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead. But go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no thought of a return here for Hines.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. On 1st down, Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Here's Haskins out of the gun. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Colts pick it up. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll start on the ground with Mack. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Hines on the toss play. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And able to find Dorsett. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the #2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball game and say, I don't care that they're #2. Let's go ahead and show them that we can run the ball anyway? Or do you do the best thing and throw the darn thing and try and get in the end zone?
Maybe that's wiser.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator.
And he takes it in. Touchdown. Washington.
To number 88.
A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
Jackson going to look to do it himself.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
At the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. He'll run it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Back at the 28-yard line.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Chase Young, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. Because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. He's happy about this play. Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
He was brought down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young
in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, standing just outside his own goal line. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Returnable here from the 38. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And out will come the offense as they take over.
out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Play action. Haskins. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The ball carrier.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a 1st down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
1st down, Washington.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Gibson, the ball carrier. He was brought down at the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Right there. All day, baby.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They run again with Hines. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson being chased out left. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. So they move from 136 over to the other as they come up on 1st down. From the gun, Jackson. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And he's going to be taken down
sacked back around the 18-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a third down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
13.
Operating from the gun. Jackson buying time to his left. And that is incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on fourth down tries. They're trying again. Here we go. It's Jackson on fourth down. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out. But for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's